We're back, and with more laptops, same amount of microphones.
Still fucking wanting to blow my brains out trying to get these mics set up. But we're getting there.
I think, dude, if we get a third laptop, we might fucking figure it out. We might get it.
I think if we had a third laptop, 17 cameras, 43 microphones.
We should have multiple angles.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Welcome to our beginning of the end. No. What is this, episode 5?
I don't even know what order this will get released in at this point. We may want to just...
This is... no, we can just fucking... I think
just full send it.
I don't think people give a shit.
That's fair.
This is low budget. You guys can't see what we can see, but this is a podcast studio if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, we are top of the line.
Yeah.
Everything we got. So
yeah,
dude. So how's your weekend?
It was good. Let me think about what I did. Friday, went to the Cardinal.
Sick.
That was cool. I did the classic Cardinal to Stella's.
Sick. It's a good rotation.
Yeah. Formerly Pink Boot, rest in peace.
R.I.P. That was the best bar in Raleigh.
That was the best bar in Raleigh. But yeah, I did that. And then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? I don't really remember, but during the middle of the day, I went to the art museum. Actually, didn't even go inside the art museum, just kind of walked around outside. I was on a date, not by myself. I wasn't being weird.
Just pondering around, just locking eyes with everybody.
I would just stare at people. Yeah.
Nice. Love it.
And then Saturday night, I hung out with you and my Durham friends.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time.
And Sunday, what did I do Sunday? I did something else Sunday. Oh, Sunday I went to Boxcar, and then just kind of did some chores and shit, and then fucked around at Boxcar. Durham Boxcar. Taught these fucking Europeans how to play bags, cornhole. I taught them how to play cornhole. Smoked them.
Where were they from?
Germany and France.
They don't know how to play fucking cornhole, and
they don't know how to do any physical activity over there.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
They thought they were winning, and then I came in. I let them feel like they were winning, and I came in I was down by 8, and I came in just sunk fucking couple of
sunk bags, dude.
Yeah.
Just sunk bags.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, what about you?
Friday I didn't do anything. So I finished up work and then just kind of hung out, and since I'm not watching TV right now, and I've read just about every book I possibly can.
You've read every book in the world.
Well, I only I have a limited dictionary, so
you just blew through Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, got right through the Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the author of Roald Dahl, big Roald Dahl author guy, dude. The BFG,
the big fucking guy. What does that stand for? I literally only think it stands for big fucking guy or big fucking giant.
BFG. The big friendly giant. Dude.
Oh.
Dude.
Damn.
Dude.
Isn't Roald Dahl, he wrote Oliver Twist or something too?
I have no idea. That's the only Roald Dahl book I can name off the top of my head. So, the BFG.
Not to be confused with the doll that we served with.
Oh my God, that dude. I fucking love that dude.
Quick story about this guy. We already doxed his name, so.
Yeah.
Should we tell that story? Do you know what a story I'm about to talk about where we went to a fine woman's house?
No, we should leave that story out.
Okay, we'll leave that story out. Yeah, true.
Like that. Yeah, so I didn't want to read. Long transition into my Friday night. Did not want to read, so I just fucking sat there and stared at the wall for a while. Totally kidding. I actually played Xbox.
I was going to say, that sounds way worse.
No, I played Xbox with my cousin.
Nice. What's the game of choice?
What are
the kids playing these days?
We're playing Hell Let Loose.
Okay.
Dude, it's sick. It's like a World War II game,
Right.
but it's like huge battlefield, and it's super realistic as video games come. Like there's no hit markers, nothing. So when you kill someone, do you just see their body like just go limp? And if they're far, you have no idea if you killed them or not. Like it's a fun game.
I already know that game would piss me the fuck off.
There's a lot of moments too where you're just fucking running, and then you just like either you or like someone right next to you just gets fucking headshotted.
Yep.
And it's it's a fun game though. If anyone out there wants to play, slide into our DMs, and I'll give you my gamer tag. We can play.
I've been thinking about buying an Xbox, honestly, and getting Halo. I would only play Halo.
Do they still make Halo? Didn't I see something like they like?
Steam.
I'm making that up. I'm spreading fake news, but
I only really want to play Halo 2, Halo 3, or my personal favorite, Halo Reach, which is a bit of a... Were you a Halo kid?
I played a little bit of Halo 3. I played the custom games, a fuck ton, like Duck Hunter and all that shit. I played Halo 3 for a little bit. Okay. I got into video games like right at COD 4, 5, and MW2. Okay. Like COD 4, the first Modern Warfare, the World at War, and MW2. That was like my prime gaming time. Those were my games.
Okay, I was Halo, basically up until Reach, and then that
was about the same time frame.
Yeah,
I feel like because that was like Halo 3 was still big.
Yeah,
then
I liked the first Black Ops. I liked Modern Warfare 1.
Dude, the zombies.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 1 is my top. Then I would say Black Ops. No, I'd say Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops.
Maybe we'll just do a gaming live stream podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd probably be so not entertaining because I'm garbage at video games. So So I was playing with my cousin, and we were playing, and like he's like, "Yeah, I haven't played this game before and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I play it like occasionally. Like, I'll show you the ropes and stuff." And he's just fucking like killing everyone, and I'm just like behind him, just eating bullets to the head, getting no kills. And
you should like try reloading faster. Shut the fuck up.
So that was fun. And then Saturday, went to the winery with Bev, my girlfriend, and some of her friends from work, and we hung out at Zinc House Winery in Durham. It was a beautiful day, dude. It was like 1,000 degrees out, and my pale ass got burnt. Luckily it didn't last. Next day I woke up not tan, but right back to pale, and so we're good. But yeah, that winery Bev got pretty drunk there, and then we met up with you guys after that, and Bev was reviving herself, and so it was fun though. I mean, it was cool to get to meet all your friends here in Durham and all that. And then Sunday, what did I do Sunday? I went to church Sunday, and then just hung out with Bev. She cooked us lunch, and we just hung out and chilled, and then I went home, and I think I read a book somewhere. And
Nice.
It was a good weekend all around.
I did. There was one thing that's of note that I should add is on Saturday, Durham does a farmer's market.
Yeah.
I went to the farmer's market, got coffee, and then I was on my way home. I was just kind of meandering about, and I was on my way back, and I wanted to go see what the protest. There's a protest.
Yeah.
Wanted to go see what it was about. So I walked up, and I was looking, and they're protesting just that was the thing. It was I couldn't really tell what they were protesting. They're protesting everything, and which was kind of gangster. I was I'm down to just protest every single issue on the planet.
Was it one organized? So I had to put my phone on.
It was kind of organized because there's a fuckload of people, but I went. I was all right, I'm gonna go home. So I took a right, and didn't realize I took a right into the path of it became a walking protest. So then I just got caught up in the protest. And I was the one dude without a sign. I just had my coffee. And I literally, we were all walking in the same direction. I just it was a way I couldn't turn around.
Did you Were they like chanting anything? Did you join in or anything?
Well, no, there was like no like uniform chant. It was
they were
all
just protesting life right now.
Dude, people were protesting Elon. They were protesting freaking like water issues. They were protesting like
what water issues?
Gluten-free intolerance. They were protesting
How do you protest gluten-free intolerance? Maybe I'm just.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't
naive.
like. It was like I really can't explain. I've never been a part of a protest.
Is it people just like upset?
People upset. They needed to get their anger out. And I was like, cool.
I'm picturing one of those like videos on Instagram you see of just like liberal people just like screaming, like the screaming meetups.
They weren't quite screaming, but it could have quickly devolved into that.
Nice.
It was close, but
yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to partake in that, dude.
I didn't partake. There's pictures of me there. It was against my will. I was not partaking.
Yeah, okay. It's expanding your cultural outreach there.
Yeah, sure. I immediately wanted to start counter-protesting. Just everything. I don't even believe in what I was going to counter-protest, but I was like, I
just want to disagree with these people.
I just wanted to disagree. Sometimes I can just be a disagreeable person, and you see it in the group chat for fantasy football.
Dude, that fantasy football group chat is so much fun. It got to the point, it was getting so heated this weekend that Alex texted me separately and was like, hey, dude, I just want to make sure, like, we're cool. Like, you're not, like, taking this personally.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, and I replied back, I was like, no, dude, not at all.
Yeah.
And I replied, I was like, yeah, Griffin told me to try and get you riled up. And
not true. I mean, yes, but.
It was true.
It was true. Actually, yes, it was true. Yeah, that's my favorite thing is to instigate in the group chat, then text people separately out of the group chat and be like, are you going to let them talk to you like that? Like, and just get people. I've set off
really
so many.
Disrespecting you right
dude.
now. That's crazy.
I started to become the brunt of some of. Usually, I'm not in the line of fire, but yesterday it was just a fucking. Maybe I was just being a sensitive little baby, but I had a tough day on Monday of just people pissing me off at work, and then I missed my morning workout because I had stayed out drinking on Sunday night. So I was kind of hungover Monday, and then I was getting pissed off, and then the group chat was fucking roasting me. And then I was just that's why when you called me that day, I was in the gym. I was like, I just need to fucking get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to plan our podcast stuff, and that's, now we're unprepared, but whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You couldn't get your workout in. I get it. All right, well, should we get into Homie or Scrub today?
Let's do it.
All right, I've got a long one here, so bear with me. Alrighty, so we have the Rebel Prophet of Air Power is the title of this man. His name is Colonel Billy Mitchell.
Sounds like a Star Wars episode.
Yeah, he was an Army Air Service colonel, World War I hero, early aviation advocate. After World War I, he became a super loud and relentless critic of the U.S. military's failure to recognize the strategic importance of air power. He claimed the Army and Navy were grossly unprepared and accused military brass of incompetence, criminal negligence, and almost treasonable administration of national defense. What really pushed things over the edge in 1925, the Navy's brand new airship, the USS Shenandoah, crashed in a storm, killing 14 crewmen.
Wait, what was that? Was the USS what?
Shenandoah.
Isn't it Shenandoah?
Yeah, it is. I'm from upstate New York, if you know where Shenandoah is. All right.
Hell yeah.
The USS Shenandoah. Am I saying that right?
I don't know now. I don't know.
All right, whatever. A fucking brand new airship crashed in a storm, killing 14 crewmen. Mitchell used as ammo, blasting leadership publicly.
Ooh.
He was court-martialed for insubordination and conduct prejudice to good order and discipline, basically for trash-talking the chain of command in front of the whole world. The trial, it was a media circus. Mitchell used the platform to go off, passionately arguing that the U.S. would be attacked by air, even predicting Pearl Harbor years in advance.
Ooh.
And that air power would dominate future wars. So he's basically just fucking out there yeah, this is the future. and he was a World War One pilot, like hero over
Right.
there. Comes back, and I guess we saw this with sniper school all the time, or like the history of sniper school. While you're attending, you get taught like after every major conflict,
They get rid of snipers.
They get rid of snipers, and then every conflict picks up. It's a mad dash to reintegrate snipers, retrain snipers, relearn sniping, all of that. So, yeah, that's kind of why I picked this one.
Yeah, I mean, I in a similar vein, because you and I was in a sniper, but we were both in a scout platoon. I saw something similar go down with us. They just didn't know what the fuck to do with us.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we had a new platoon sergeant come in and kind of like, he was like, because like with reconnaissance and drones and stuff, the whole scout thing was kind of going away.
Yeah.
He kind of repurposed us into like a cool, like it was like the French Foreign Legion does this, but they called theirs the commando platoon. But basically, it was like you would just set up ambushes. Like we would, yeah. What is that? The fucking phone that's charging?
It's my laptop. That's. I think. Let me just unplug it. I can cut this out.
All right. But anyways, what they were talking about was like how like going from our main objective in the scout platoon as being a scout was basically setting up ambushes and getting really good at that. So that's fun. That was cool. But anyways, going back to this guy, Homer Scrub. I'm gonna say originally I was gonna say Scrub just because I'm not a big public humiliation person. Like I don't think that's a good way to go about things.
Yeah,
you gotta take people aside. But fact that you gotta think from this guy's perspective, World War I, he kind of sees where shit's going, and World War II's looming, and he predicts Pearl Harbor. I mean, shit, I think he's kind of I'd get a beer with the guy. I just kind of want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he had some dope stories from World War I too.
Dude, you imagine showing that dude an F-22.
I
fucking cream his pants.
Dude, he'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, no, he would love our military nowadays, the air power we have. So, no, I think he's a homie. I would definitely grab a beer with him. I think it's badass that he stuck to his guns.
Yeah.
And was like, nah, fuck you. You're going to court-martial me, but like,
yeah,
that's badass. Fucking louder now. So, I like him. I'll grab a beer with him.
That is funny. They court-martial him, and it just completely backfires. Now he's like, now's my time to shine.
Now fucking Raytheon and all of our defense contractors, this is their hero right there.
Oh, true. Yeah, he might just be a corporate shill. Damn. I'm taking it back. No, I'm just kidding.
I grabbed beer with him.
Yeah, but... So, I mean, this episode is kind of like a loosely structured one. We, didn't have a super solid game plan going into this, but I think our loose game plan is basically just talk about goal setting, which is kind of apt for the conversation because we didn't really have a goal for this.
Yeah, we were
this podcast, but
yeah. So I think the biggest thing, and if you listen to our episode we did with Andrew Keaveney, he touched on that a lot. He touched on setting massive goals and then setting small step goals up.
Breaking it down, reverse engineering that big goal.
Yeah. And I think that's key. I know when I was getting out of the military, I looked at the problem of being infantry in the military does not fucking transfer to anything ever. Right. Once you get out, other than being a police officer, I knew I didn't want to do that. And I was like, okay, goal. I want to fucking make money and not have to go to college.
Right.
I still applied to colleges to have a backup plan. But I was like, I want to figure this out to where I don't have to go to college. It can just start making good money off the rip. So instantly started looking at ways to achieve this, and then got my real estate license, set that goal, and small step there, and then finding my first deal, finding my second deal, and getting to the point where I have multiple deals going at once, and then scaling it up. But the whole time across the whole, or through that time frame, you know, I was setting short-term goals to keep myself on track and keep myself accountable.
Right. Did you so when you did that, did you tell other people of your goals?
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm very vocal of my goals. I know you know. I say a lot of fucking broad things that I say I'm going to do, and, you know, some work out, some don't.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's like some of the beauty of like working together is that like we set business goals with each other and kind of hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Which has been great, like for me, especially because I'm kind of new to this, but yeah, I'm because there are people. I've heard different things for goal setting or accountability and goals. Is like some people say don't tell anyone and just do it, which I don't. I don't agree with that. I think you should tell people like because you're gonna feel like an asshole if you set a big goal and not do it.
I feel like that's the take, or why people don't want to tell people their goals, is because. You know, I'm of the mindset if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to put in some fucking effort to do it.
Right.
If it doesn't work out, but I know I gave full fucking effort to achieve it.
Right.
Okay. If someone thinks I'm an idiot for trying it, it didn't work out.
Yeah, fuck them. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. What do I care, you know?
Yeah.
So that's, you know. But I think telling people helps. It keeps you like I know, okay. Like us working together, we're in sales, and so a lot of sales is a lot of reaching out, and so we set goals of I'm gonna reach out to 50 people today.
Yeah.
If I don't hit that 50 people, and then Griffin texts me saying he reached out to 50 people, I'm like, fuck, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that helps.
Yeah, that, and then like kind of going back to the Andrew thing, what we were talking about on that podcast, where it was like when you hit those goals, man. Take some time to fucking, you know, like appreciate, like celebrate that little win, no matter how small. Like don't celebrate, like I woke up this morning. I mean, if that's where you're at in life, go for it. But like celebrate the fact that you did 50 calls. Like celebrate the fact that, you know, you like learned a new topic that's going to help you. Or
I think that's huge, dude. Celebrating, that's huge.
I went to this thing called oh fuck, I'm not gonna remember what it's called, but it was like this thing in what? What are you pointing at? This?
No,
you want to zoom?
Yeah,
no.
thank you.
No, I said.
I'll cut that out. Don't worry.
Nah, you should leave that. I thought you were pointing at this like bleach stain I got, but no. So I went to I forget what it's called. It's in Charleston. Like you go there for like a weekend, and basically it's like goal setting. Actually might be great guests to get on the podcast. But basically you go through this and they have this like matrix in life. It's like 8 different facets of your life. And it's basically like your spiritual goals, your financial goals, your personal goals, your fitness goals, work goals, and then some other things. And I kind of like that because it was like, it really, they made you sit there for like an hour or so and like really like, think about it and then like line it out. And you know, like for me personally, for 2024 my goals were to transition to a new job, which I did, to lose
very well,
yeah,
we'll say
thank you
well.
Lose 20 pounds, which I did. And that was the thing for me. 2024 I had a lot going on. It was like a real kind of chaotic time for me, but like I remember I was like kind of, you know, feeling a little sorry for myself, and I was like, I like had found my notes section on my phone that had those goals, and I was like, oh fuck, I hit every single one of these motherfuckers. Like that's sick. Like paid off all my credit card debt, paid off this, you know, fucking did all that shit, and then it was kind of like, oh fuck, okay, like I'm just feeling sorry for myself right now,
dude. It's this is gonna go down a rabbit hole here, but dude, it's weird in life, how hard it is to appreciate things. Like everyone can say like, oh dude, I appreciate everything so much and I appreciate this and that.
Well, especially for us being type A, and I think a lot of military people are type A.
Yeah,
like you
would argue that I'm not type A. So.
Yeah. You're like I think we're both similar. We're chill type A's.
Yeah, but I think like because I'll be driving down the road and you know I struggle with anxiety sometimes and other things. And I'll be driving down the road today, for prime example, and I handled it well today, but driving down the road, was going to the grocery store, and I'm driving. It's a fucking beautiful day out. Sun's shining. It's awesome. And I'm like, man, this is great. Like, I love my life where I can go at noon in the middle of the week to the grocery store when no one else is fucking there. Mm-hmm. Like, I have the freedom and schedule to do that. For me, I live a great life for what I want to do. Like, I have the freedom to do what I want when I want to. And I'm very thankful for that, but I don't appreciate it. Like, I spend so much time stressing about stuff that does not matter, stuff that's out of my control, stuff that has no impact. Like, and it comes down to being present. Yeah. I'm working on it now, and I am becoming more present. I am doing it better. So today I was driving, I was like, this is really nice. And then I started to go somewhere else in my mind. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Doesn't matter. Like, it'll be there. It was work stuff for when, like, I knew I was going to have to come back home, put the groceries away, go back to work. I was going to figure it out. And I was like, you know what? For the next 45 minutes, I'm just going to enjoy the moment right now. Let that stuff, it'll still be there. Nothing's pressing. None of it's in my control.
Can't do anything about it right now.
Yeah. I'm just going to enjoy this moment. And I did. And, you know, instantly my stress levels decreased. Felt way better. But that is what I am working towards right now with my goal setting, is to be able to enjoy more of the smaller moments, you know, and be present and enjoy it more.
It's a tough balance, man, of having long-term goals, but then also living in the moment. There's a really good book on this called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I think I've probably told you about it.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I'll add it to my list.
It's good. It has like a spiritual component to it, which I enjoy. But he calls it the thinker. It's like another entity in your head, and that, like, you are not your thoughts is a big kind of thing that he says, and that the only thing that ever truly exists is the here and now. Yeah. And he says that if you are able to separate yourself, and like when you start thinking like thoughts about like, okay, like I'm gonna have to, like, for me, like am I gonna park right next to my apartment and risk getting a parking ticket, or am I gonna park in the parking garage and have a longer like that's the shit I'll think about. Yeah. And it's like, that doesn't matter. You're not there yet. Like, don't fucking worry about it. Like, it's stupid shit. Like, that's the thinker at work, basically.
That's, I just read Inner Excellence. I don't have the author's name.
It's the
Super Bowl book.
Yeah, what's his name? Brown?
I don't fucking know.
Jalen Brown?
One of the Eagles players was reading this book it was like just during the fucking Super Bowl. He went back to the sideline.
Everyone was giving him shit for that.
Dude, I didn't even know it was the same book. I just was on my Kindle looking at books to buy. Yeah. And saw it, and it looked good. I read the little summary. I was like, okay, this seems good. And opened and read it, and it was phenomenal. Dude, it was all about being present. And
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I think goal setting, it's important to celebrate those small wins, because in my mind, that's what keeps you present. Yeah. That's what, when you can take a step back and be like, okay, I'm not at the finish line yet, but I just overcame an obstacle. Mm-hmm. And I feel a lot fucking better now that that's in the past, and I know how to deal with that now. Yeah. And now I'm further along in my journey. Yeah. Because I feel like, you know, 10 years ago, if you told me my day-to-day life, I'd be like, this is going to be fucking sick.
Yeah, right?
I will have fucking made it. Dude. Yeah. But now, it's like, now I'm working towards the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And there's never a finish line in life. So, finding the time to enjoy just being in the moment is huge. Like, that's my favorite part of the week now. Yeah. Is like this weekend, Saturday. Great time with you. Great time at the winery. Was like there all weekend, not worried about work, not worried about this podcast, not worried about anything else. Right. Just enjoying the day. And it was phenomenal. So
yeah. I mean, it's so true, man. Like, you know, it's a balance though, right? It's like everything in life is a balance. I say that all the time, but it's like, being present, but then also taking the time to set goals for yourself in the future, but then also reflect in the past and compare yourself to where you've been. Like, that was one thing that Andrew talked about a lot. That was pretty cool, is like how he would reflect back onto where he had been and to where he was now. And like, it sounds like, his life is completely different from where he was to now. So, and that was the thing. He didn't stop, because I think a lot of people will get caught up in the worrying about the future, or like, being ashamed or whatever of the past. And that's like, that's a tough place to be in, because it's so easy to go down that rabbit hole and just hyper fixate on that.
Well, especially if you have failed at something in life.
Right.
You feel like you're like, that's some fucking shame you carry on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you think that anybody that knows about that, anybody that like knows you from back then, thinks of you that way.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very hard to put yourself out there again.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've failed at something, people have seen you fail at something, and they, in your head, that's what you think everyone thinks of you when they think of you.
Right. Yeah.
And in reality, dude, everyone is so focused on themselves.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no one cares. No one gives a fuck if you failed something 5 years ago. And
that's my number one advice I give to fat people, is when they want to go down to the gym, they're always worried about, look at me, I'm so fat, everyone's going to be laughing at me. And it's true. But, no, just kidding. It's not true. No, it's not true. And I also I don't talk to fat people. But, like, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to the gym and you're worried about what you look like, no one gives a fuck, dude. They're just happy that you're there, like, if anything. And, like, no one's going to fucking say anything to you. Like,
dude, if you're overweight, going to the gym, one, I'm fucking heavy right now for me. And, so, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude.
I don't know, I'm not laughing at you.
But no, like, going to the gym, dude, I don't feel, one, I'm not in shape like I used to be. And so going to the gym now, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, but I see someone that is big at the gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking good for them.
Good for them, yeah.
Like, good for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what 99% of people think, so.
And I really wish, dude, that, we would get more emphasis on, like, the gym in this country. I think it would solve a lot of problems. Like, there's a lot of beautiful chubby chicks out there that would just be so much hotter.
You're such a scumbag.
If they just, like,
You are such a scumbag.
Not that I'm, like, in such great a shape, but, like, honest to God, like, it would solve a lot of problems.
No, I think health in general is a big issue. RFK Jr. speech out here, dude.
I feel like,
bumper sticker say?
RFK sent me to fat camp.
Hell yeah.
Someone was talking to me about that the other day. Finally, someone saw it and confronted me.
What, were they like mad at you about it?
No. He was making a joke. My retarded ass didn't understand it at first, but he's like, how'd fat camp work out for you? I was like, brother, take a look.
Peak physical excellence.
Yeah, you want to watch me do 20 push-ups really slowly?
Really slowly?
Yeah. Nah, but yeah. So for you, like, I guess if you want to go into it, like what are your kind of like main metrics of goal setting? Like, when I mean metrics, more of like your like fitness is like, you have fitness goals, financial goals. Like, what are they?
Yeah. So
maybe not in detail, but
yeah. No, I mean, I'm more than happy to go into detail. So most of my goals, I've learned to transition them to metric based. So
right, yeah.
Like, and I like to be able to quantify, because especially in a sales type position, you're never done. As soon as one deal closes, I got to find the next deal.
Yeah.
As soon as that deal closes, I'm on to the next deal. So nothing ever, there's never a point in time where I'm like, I'm fucking done. I made it. I could work from 6 a.m. till 11 p.m. 24/7 and still have things to do. Mm-hmm. Like, I could still always do more. So where I set my goals is time-based and effort-based. I know, okay, am I present at work? And I journal. a lot every morning. So I write every single morning. My goals are go to the gym.
I am not fat. I am not fat.
I am an athlete. I am an athlete. No, but I journal a lot, and so I want to go to the gym. And it's crazy because days I don't journal, I don't go to the gym, and like days I do journal, I do go to the gym.
I got something good for that after you finish this thought.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate of that, but I put be present and give 100%.
Yeah,
and being present doesn't necessarily mean like enjoying the moment, but being present where you're at. If I'm at work, I'm present at work, putting in work, doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
If I'm hanging out with Bev, my girlfriend, I'm trying to be as present as possible with her, listen to what she's saying, give good responses that shows her like I am present with her, and I'm giving her just as much as attention as I would give work while I'm at work.
Right.
If I'm hanging out with friends, I want to, and so those are how I break down my metrics. And then at the end of every day, I journal in the morning, and then before bed, I open up my journal, review everything, and there's more like, how did things go today?
Damn, okay, nice.
For that. And what could I improve on today? So big on reflection after the fact, and it gives me something to improve on. But also, it allows me to set those limits of, okay, I was present for 4 hours this morning at work, took a break for a bit, was present, relaxing, not stressing about work, worked another 4 hours, calling it a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how I break down my goal setting every day.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
It works for me. So.
Yeah. One thing, so you said something that kind of reminded me of something a therapist told me one time, where you're like, if I don't journal, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I do this. I'm not like big timing you or anything, but if you don't journal, you don't go to the gym. And I've noticed that's a pattern with me. If I don't do X, a lot of times I won't do Y.
Yeah.
And for one thing, this therapist told me, and I've been really like ingrained it in my head, is like he always said, slip, don't slide. If you slip, get back up and keep going. But if you slip, not feel sorry for yourself, but allow yourself to slide, like that will quickly like snowball into, you fucking like, now you're not on your diet. 'Cause you're like, well, I didn't go to the gym today. Today's a cheat day. I don't need to go to bed on time to go to I already, fucked up today. I'm going to fucking stay up late and, do whatever. So.
Yeah, I think grace goes a long ways with that too. Like when you fuck up, and I don't want to say fuck up. That's a harsh term for this. But when you get off track.
Yeah.
When you get off track, be okay with that.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, you know what? I got off track. Tomorrow's a new day. What can I do tomorrow to get back on track?
Yeah.
What can I do to not even catch up, but just get back on the right path?
Right.
And start, treating yourself kindly and pushing yourself in that right direction again.
Yeah. Yeah, if you beat yourself up, man, you're just going to fucking stay off track. Like, you're not going to improve if you just beat yourself up all the time.
No, I went through a long period of beating the crap out of myself, especially the work stuff. I was not getting loans. Goes back to kind of episode 3 we did, where I was talking a lot about when I was in super deep credit card debt.
Right.
We're talking 6 figures. It was not fun. I was beating the crap out of myself every single day. Like, fuck, dude. And the more I beat myself up, the less I wanted to do anything to get myself out of it.
Yeah.
It really, like, I would sit there at my desk and know, okay, I need to start calling. I need to start reaching out to people. I need to start, doing X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But I would be so down on myself that I would be like, if I call anybody, why would they get a mortgage from me? Or why would they, why would they work with me?
Yeah. You ever do any affirmations or anything like that?
I've never been a big affirmation guy. I kind of I see them. I don't know if I'm there yet to fully, like, maybe I'm just too harsh on myself. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm on the same page.
Like, I see the value in them, but I've yet to have an aha moment with affirmations.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. That's kind of why I asked. I'm not really sure, because I try to do affirmations like once in a while, and like for me, it's like I'll like look into the mirror and like say shit, and I'm like after 5 minutes, I'm like, this is fucking kind of insane.
I will say the journal I've got, it's a guided journal.
Okay.
And it does have an affirmation every day. So I'll write something in there. Like, but it's not me staring in the mirror saying something, but it's just writing like a little, I'm going to be successful today or whatever.
Right.
But it works.
Yeah. No, that's huge.
Yeah. What do you think has been like, because I know you've gone down some mental health rabbit holes and stuff. Right. What do you think has been like in your day-to-day has made the biggest difference?
For me, it kind of goes along the lines of like that book of it's been a combination of things, but I guess the general consensus on everything is just being aware of my thoughts and how I am thinking and what I am saying to myself. I didn't realize how negative I could be to myself, and like, you know, I would, and here's the thing, I would trick myself where I would be like, oh, remember that time I said that stupid joke and no one laughed and it just was offensive, or, you know, I fucking like was like, you know, like like I like didn't like, I was too scared to go talk to a girl or some shit like that. Like you missed opportunities. Yeah. And like I wasn't necessarily being negative to myself, but I kept like replaying that in my head of just like being like, damn, I wish I had done more in that situation. It's not directly negative, but now I've just been hyper aware of that. So when I start going down that rabbit hole, I'm like, dude, my life turned out pretty sick. Like I got really nothing to complain about. And if I do, like, it's totally normal. And, you know, talking about it, whether it's therapy or friends or like whatever, like, you know, I'm very thankful that I could call you and talk about that shit. My buddy Alex, Justin, like my brother's a big help for me. Like just talking to people and like seeing that you're not, because that's a big thing I've noticed, is that a lot of people will think that they're the only person going through something. And then you find out other people are going through it and you're like, oh fuck, okay, like, other people, which is kind of the genesis of this podcast of like, people aren't the only ones that get out of the military have tough times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's why, I mean, like, I'm starting to see people not in the military watching our stuff and commenting and messaging us too. And I think it's, you know, everybody goes through those same struggles. Like when you get out of college and what the fuck is next in life? You're on your own for the first time.
Yeah, you're like, partying for 4 years. Now you have to like just work,
maintain a job, be responsible.
Right.
Gross.
Yeah.
Dude. I think that's huge. Like staying positive. I had one of those moments after we recorded with Andrew. We went and grabbed a beer after that, dude, and we're sitting in the patio. It's a beautiful day out, just sitting there like enjoying the beer, talking. Like we were both very excited about all this, and we were just sharing that. And like during that moment, dude, was just like, life is fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard to stay on that path. Everything, you watch the news, you go on social media, everything is end of the world, end of the world, end of the world. And it's hard to stay on that path of like, you know what? My fucking life is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. Like,
and you know what? Sometimes too, man, life, you're going to go through periods where life isn't awesome, but you know, it's just like when life is awesome. It's like, that's just like it's a period of time. And whether you have I know you have a religious background.
Yep.
I have a more spiritual background, but it's kind of, I think, in the similar vein of like, I choose to believe that like when I go through these tough times, it's like tempering me to really enjoy. I think you have to have the highs and the lows.
Yeah. No, 100%. You would not appreciate the good times without the bad. And I think a big piece of that, where you can really gain that wisdom, is through gratitude.
Yes.
Like looking back, reflection and gratitude. So looking back on your life and even looking at those shitty times in your life where you can be like, you know what? I'm fucking thankful that happened.
Right.
Like I am thankful that I racked up the fuck out of credit cards and went through that period, because I learned so much about myself during that time.
Mm-hmm.
I learned so much about, I just had to learn more about financial wisdom, financial security, how to build a budget, there's so many things I learned, and I took them seriously because I needed to.
Yeah.
And now I'm a million times better off for it. But being able to look back and be thankful for that. So, one thing I've been doing is just listing 3 things I'm thankful for. When I get stressed the fuck out, take a pause, take a couple breaths, be like, you know what? Thankful for my dog. She's being a fucking dipshit right now, but she, I fucking love that dog. Thankful for Bev being such a supportive girlfriend and everything, Thankful for my friends, thankful for you, thankful for things, and that kind of snaps me out of it and be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be thankful for this lesson learned one day. May not see it right now, but one day we'll get there and I'll be able to look back and be like, you know what? I'm glad this happened.
Yeah. No, it's so true. It's so true. With that, you want to get into the conspiracy?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
All right. I did not prepare for this. And
I was going to say no phone, no nothing.
This is straight off the dome, dude.
Straight for the dome.
So,
I think we should debate that comment we got.
Yeah, let's address some of the comments we've been getting.
Yeah. First of all,
I knew exactly who that was as soon as I saw that. I did have to confirm the moon one. I did confirm, but I was pretty positive I knew that was.
That was pretty funny.
It was hilarious. He's a funny dude. He's a funny dude, but he also I kind of want to get him on the podcast just to tell this story that he got a sonic weapon tested on him, and it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yes, we need to hear that.
Yeah, but he was saying that the moon was not real.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
We got called gay. Dude, keep the comments coming. They're pretty funny.
Dude, we're done. Someone was commenting like, fucking, if you delete this, you're a coward.
And then they deleted their comment.
Yeah, we're like, dude, I thought it was funny. Leave it up.
He probably commented and screenshotted it, and then is like, look, they deleted it.
He was like, these dudes probably kiss. I was like, yeah, we do. Shut up.
Right, you didn't need to put our info out like that.
Yeah. But the one, so this is from Cole. He said, good first pod, boys. It's wild that you believe the moon even exists, though. I think it's pretty fucking obvious that these private companies are using AI to fake footage or failed landings to drum up investment. Obvious pump and dump.
Yeah.
I think he's a valid point.
I mean, he's got a point. He has a point, honestly.
I did watch the movie Take Me to the Moon, I believe it's called. It's like a rom-com movie about faking the moon landing. And seems pretty plausible. Could have fucking happened.
Yeah.
I think
how is it a rom-com?
I think it was Channing Tatum. I think it's Channing Tatum in it. He plays the lead director of NASA. He's in charge of the moon landing. And then there's a reporter chick. Don't know the actress that plays her. Plays
him. Hey, yo.
Yeah, it's interesting. No, plays her. Basically, the reporter gets tasked with faking the moon landing in a hangar way off in the distance so no one knows. And then, anyways, director finds out about it. They had been on a date. He's like, oh, no, I fucking like this girl, but she's lying to me and trying to undermine my work.
Damn.
And then she then feels like she had a real thick skin and was like, I'm not.
She's fat?
No, she was real tough and just mean and I'll just move on to the next city then. But then she realizes the fault in her ways, goes back and helps him make sure that whatever footage they use on the stream is the real footage from the actual moon landing, not the fake one set up in the back hangar.
This movie sounds fucking retarded.
It was a good movie.
All right.
It was a good movie.
We'll get into my conspiracy.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So no, it's called the Franklin scandal.
Okay.
So this is the precursor to Epstein.
Oh fuck.
And called the Franklin
We're
scandal.
gonna get fucking offed for talking about it.
Yeah, honestly, that'd be so sick if we got assassinated by Hillary Clinton. What a way to go out. Anyways, basically it's the precursor to Epstein, and oh man, I'm gonna blank on the guy's name. He's like a reporter. He's been on War Mode. He's been on Matt and Shane's other podcasts.
Anyways, we'll find his name.
We'll toss his shit in there somewhere. But basically, he talks about how like, and interestingly enough, so they would collect children. It was kind of similar to that, but they collect children, bring them up to Washington D.C. They would throw these really weird parties, and then around midnight, because they would have like normal people, and then around midnight, those people would go home, and then the people who stayed were kind of the fucking weirdos. And then all of a sudden, these like children would come, and there was like, but this is all like real,
sounds like what we've been hearing about Diddy.
It's in the same vein. So interesting about Diddy, same prosecutor who was responsible for prosecuting Diddy was also responsible for prosecuting Epstein. Nothing's really coming out about this stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like this guy's kind of they kind of put him on these cases to make sure nothing really happens.
Dude, the whole Nickelodeon. Did you watch the Drake Bell Nickelodeon?
I didn't watch that, but I know of it. Yeah,
dude, that was a trip. Dude, it's fucked up.
It makes sense to me because I believe it. If you're into that weird kind of stuff, man, like you're gonna protect the other weirdos. You know what I mean? Like if that comes out, that's a death sentence,
dude.
So. But yeah. Anyways, with this Franklin scandal thing, it was so what I was talking about earlier. Interestingly enough, one of the places that they would collect children from was, I think, it was Pelzer, South Carolina, which was like 30 minutes from Clemson, and one day I was like literally considering driving out there just to because they had like tunnels and stuff.
Did you go out?
No, I didn't. But they had tunnels and shit like under the city that they had found that they were like storing the children in.
What the fuck?
And it was like this like religious cult group that would collect children and then they would sell them basically to the Franklin group, and they would have these parties and they would be drugs and all that other stuff, and they would like it's like the same thing with Epstein where they'd have hidden cameras, and they would use it as blackmail, and basically they would blackmail these people that were in positions of power, and they would use that to their advantage to get stuff done, and it all ties together, and for whatever reason, going after children is like their kind of MO, which is like the most heinous shit.
I feel like if you're gonna get blackmail on someone, that is the
most
worst,
heinous.
Yeah, the worst thing someone could fucking possibly do.
Yeah.
So, that's sounds plausible to me, and that's it's rare for me to say one of your conspiracy theories is plausible.
Let me shout this guy out. I think his name is Nick Wright. He is, let me see, Nick Wright, Franklin scandal.
Was it what time frame was this?
This is in like the 60s, 70s.
Okay.
Nick Bryant is the guy. Nick Bryant is the author of this.
I think it's crazy that the Epstein files were all over the news like fucking 2 months ago that they were going to release them, and then they released exactly what was released previously and then stop talking about it.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. It doesn't make any sense. And that's why people it irritates me when I have friends and family who are like, well, the news said this. And I was like, motherfucker, the news is a for-profit organization.
Yeah, I stopped trusting the news after the polling for the elections. Like, I feel like that just highlighted everything. It was like, and I mean, I'm not political.
Yeah.
We'll argue politics on both sides just to piss people off. But
yeah, I'd just take the opposite side no matter who I'm arguing with.
Yeah, and in our fantasy group chat, it's there's a very clear one side.
Right.
So I took Dan's back, and I'm arguing his side. But
oh, sorry. Okay, so the connection with Epstein is like one, it's in the similar vein, but apparently like it got exposed during the Franklin scandal, and then I guess some of the same players were involved in Epstein and like handed off the torch, even though it was like 50 years later. It all goes back to the CIA.
We need to fucking crack that shit down, dude. It's 2025. We got enough fucking Homeland Security, NSA shit. We could solve that issue, I feel like.
You would think, man, but they're the people in power. That's what's scary.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. What gets me that doesn't make any sense to me is like the guy who owned Victoria's Secret, Lex Wexner, is the guy who basically gave Epstein power of attorney, like a huge power of attorney that he could sell Victoria's Secret without Lex Wexner knowing. Clearly indicating that he's involved with this, child trafficking ring.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not condoning this, but it's like, bro, you own Victoria's Secret. How much of a freaking freak are you? You know what I mean?
I love that the secret behind Victoria's Secret is that
they don't sell lingerie to fat chicks.
Is that a real thing?
Nah, I just made that up.
Oh, well, fake news, dude. Fake news. We're going to lose our reputation.
What is the secret?
We are reputable. It's that he's a dude. It's not Victoria.
It's Victor?
I don't fucking know if it's a Victor or not, but it's a dude that owns it and stuff. So yeah, but they named it Victoria's Secret so that women would feel more comfortable shopping there, as it's like a women's company. It's like how they framed it. I think. I don't know. We're losing our reputation here as a reputable news source here. So
yeah,
feel free to fact check us in anything and everything we say in the comments.
Yeah, flame us in the comments.
Yeah, let it fly. If you know more than us, please share.
Yeah. So. All right, socials. Let's go. Twitter is I am postponing this because I can't remember what it is.
Have you been posting on Twitter?
Yeah, I have been a little bit.
Sick.
Okay, this is the wrong file. What is the podcast shit?
We have so many different notes.
We have so many.
All right, well, our Instagram is BT Barracks Pod, at BT Barracks Pod. That's where I feel like we do most of our posting, I would say, is on Instagram. So if you want to connect with us, if you have anything you want to send us, anything you want to talk shit to us about, DM us. We will talk shit back. And yeah, feel free to fucking throw as much shade as you want.
Yeah, Twitter is at Barracks Pod. Just that.
At Barracks Pod?
At Barracks Pod. It's typically, it's just really just my thoughts throughout the day.
If you're going to listen to
What's the YouTube?
Huh?
The YouTube channel?
YouTube is Beyond the Barracks Podcast.
And then Spotify is Beyond the Barracks Podcast, which is nice.
Yeah.
Now that we have, it's hard for me to find it originally, but now that we have short reels on YouTube, it's easier to find. And then please share this with your friends. That would be really helpful.
And if you're going to listen and then click out of a future episode, listen for a minute, please. It doesn't count unless it's for a minute.
Unlike, like again, subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again.
We're gonna hack the algorithm. Yeah. We're gonna confuse it. We're gonna think people are subscribing, then they fucking hate us, and then they love us again. Yeah. So, we're gonna try that out. See how many of you guys do that. So, yeah. Well, I think we've just about hit a full hour here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah. Just straight off the dome, no preparation.
Yeah, we really need to get better about preparing for these. But honestly, I think that's. We've been talking to people and we've been getting told a lot, our production value is good, but it could be better. I think that's some of the appeal of this podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just two dudes on a couch.
iPhone.
Just talking.
did upgrade. We have two laptops.
Yeah, we have a MacBook now.
Yeah. You don't need to throw my laptop under the bus, but all right.
Yeah, you got a piece of shit. What is that, fucking Dell?
I actually don't know.
HP?
Asus?
Ooh. Is it ThinkPad?
No, it's
Lenovo.
It's Lenovo.
Dude.
Creme de la crop.
We got to get sponsored by season tickets to the Hurricanes for using a Lenovo laptop, dude.
Yeah, we need to get sponsored by Tushy because they do the the bidet, Zen, Slim Jims.
Not Zen, see, I'm trying to quit. This is my third Zen of the day. It's now 5:40, so I'm doing well.
Who else?
No, but for real, any military companies out there that you guys want us to highlight, sponsorship or not?
Nonprofit organizations.
Yeah, send us their stuff. we would love to help some veteran organizations out. And then if any are looking for sponsorships, we are open.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this has been a good conversation.
Yeah. Solid.
Alrighty.
Bringing you nothing but the best.
Yep. That's all we provide. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.